Alright, next day. It's like Christmas morning. You guys got the big truck out. Start peeling this sucker away and see what it looks like. Yeah, buddy. It's looking alright. A little scuffy on the side there. I don't know if that's tape or paint, easily removable. But, oh. Sweet. Now time for some set screws. Alright, so I went ahead and tapped these guys and this one right there. Drilled them out and tapped them out real quick. So that way I can get a better... Well, not get a better, it just looks kind of better, I think. So I still gotta sand this top part a little bit and polish it, but all in all, I think that's looking pretty darn good. Alright, went ahead and threw on the throttle body there and the TPS sensor. Nothing's tightened down or anything like that. I'm just kind of throwing it on there, seeing what it looks like. I'm trying to figure out what all these little accoutrements are for as far as block off plates and whatnot. I don't want a bunch of big black rubber tubes sticking out, but I do like the set screws, so there's that. I just throwing this guy on here real quick, pulled out my injectors to take a peek. See on the left I got the OEM one. It's missing the O-ring on the bottom there. So it's sitting a little, see that one's got its O-ring, so sitting a little leaning to the left there, but just because it doesn't have the O-ring. You'll notice in the back there it's got space up there and here. It's on the OEM ones, had these guys. So I'm going to throw those on there and take a peek. So I took one of these caps, just kind of stuck it on here. And that's all the far it'll go on. It'll barely go on, and it's not going to sit. It's not going to seat good. It doesn't like kind of clip in and sit good at all. It's like the best I've got it actually. And here's the OEM one. I'll try and get it right next to it. You can see the. Now I can't tell whether or not I should put those on there and stick them in, or leave them off. Yeah, I'll throw a picture in right here, but on the website it does not have these. It just looks like one of these, but it kind of looks like this one. I'll show you the picture. Alright, so comparing the two, this has the new one has the outer O-ring and then a plastic kind of beveled lip, and then with the extension cap on top has the O-ring up there. The OEM one has the O-ring there. It's missing the O-ring here. Then it has one on the bottom. If you look at the picture at the bottom, it doesn't show that little cap really. And then it's got the middle one and then the top one. So I got those two, got that one, missing that one, and this little cap thing on the end here. See, I can only find 3 of the injectors. I might need to buy like a rebuild kit or something in order to get these little pieces of plastic. But yeah, other than that, it seemed appropriate to me. Alright, so after looking at a bunch of stuff, I believe I do not need those plastic tips on there. And I'm moving on with my life. Get the injectors in. the injectors in and on. They look appropriate. I just got these little caps on here for like a couple seconds just to keep that in place. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna go down on that as far as what height. God, that is a crazy camera. As far as what height, and then buy some specialty nut. Well, it does not like that. Buy some special nut tops there. Okay, camera freak out. Figure out where exactly that needs to be. Cut that piece off, the top of the stud off. Basically, I'm just gonna bring it down like I did with the these guys right here. Figured out where that stud needed to be as far as putting that sign on top, and then I just cut it. So I'm gonna do the same thing here, but I gotta figure out yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I went to put these guys on. Figured out this side goes on that side. Pretty easy to tell that. Calm down, Ed. And then I walk over here to the injectors, and I realize that I have the spark plugs marked injectors. But upon realizing my mistake, I switched over to the injectors. Obvious to tell by the grounding, which I also have marked ignition coil, and that side fits. This side, it's appropriate. It's got the right spade or whatever, the right size, but this guy does not want to get in there. You can tell by this little notch on top, which is off center, that whatever clips in there needs to be, that is directional. And then this guy, which has a notch on it, but it is dead center, that needs. So I just got to figure out what I need to cut off. A little bit of this plastic, because it looks like it goes in there and clips in on either side, and this one has it. I feel like I could force that on there, but I'm not in the business of forcing electronics, you know. Alright, I think you can see what my issue is here. One is rounded, aside from it being offset, which I'd probably get away with. They do match up. You see the internal on this one has a little thing, and this on the OEM it does not. It is curved on the bottom, it is not curved. So I think if I curve the bottom part of the new one with a sander and just get rid of that part, I should be able to slide it in there. I mean, it's like it should fit, but I tried to give it a little push and it wouldn't go, so. Alright, so you can see here, I whittled it down. It looks a lot rougher on camera than it does in person, but I was trying to get a rough, well, I got a rough, but just whittle it down to like the size so I can get it in to one of these guys. It would appear as though there's one way you could tell it this way versus that way. It ain't gonna work, so it's gotta be this way. So I tried to curve the bottom to match it, but it doesn't even want to go. I thought it was a clip on top, I thought it was a clip in the inside. Nothing's stopping it from going in. It just doesn't want to go in. So I think the outer diameter of the blue part is bigger than the inside diameter of the black one. I tried to take the blue part out. It doesn't seem to want to come out. So what I'm thinking is, as I'm figuring out, I'm just going to hardwire the pigtails in. That's all there is to it. Just burp, just like that. So now it'll be like this. It's good to me. I'm going to have to extend them and or do whatever while I once I start dealing with the wire harness. Now that it's in the car, I can start extending and tucking, as it were. So yeah, I guess as far as the ignition is concerned, yeah, you're on a stand. Or as far as the injectors are concerned, I'm kind of at a dead end on that. Because I can't put any more... can't go any farther down this without going to the hardware store. And don't want to go any further on this, so I guess we'll just see where I'm at in the process here now. I just kind of tossed that on there. Thought it'd be funny to put on the other fuel pressure gauge. We got two gauges, double gauge. Anyways, just toss it on here real quick. Wanted to see where this fuel is going to come, and kind of where I want it. And then I was thinking about how to do it, so I'm going to dig through some AN fittings here and see what I can come up with real quick. Hey, you can see underneath the car here, looking up at this guy getting that drain plug. Got thread taped. I got down here to do it because I want to get it kind of clocked right. But now I realize I gotta get up in order to get it put on there and figure out where exactly I need it. I got that thing angled pretty much the way I want it, so it'll sit here. And throw a couple of zip ties on that. I want to keep it nice and high, so we have clearance for that hose right there, which is fine the way it is. It'll just come down, probably get it to hold down a little bit, something like that. Just nice and clean. Hold this piece up a little bit so it's more flush and flat and contouring. And this one, of course, I already have clocked so that it naturally leans that way. So there's that. I was just looking at the coolant here. Pulled the I guess you could say ball valve off, doesn't matter. It does have an arrow on it that way, but I don't know. I've seen other people where they just stick it in the middle here, which is pretty much what I'm going to do, something like that, and have this guy wrap around like that, so you know. Alright, got the coolant lines mocked up, cut down and mocked up. They look pretty darn good. It's a little bulgy on the bottom, but that's alright, because I need room. You can actually see down there, I'm going to need room for the starter cable housing, which is rather bulbous. Should be right here somewhere. There it is, right there. So you can see I need a little bit of room, and I got a little bit of room. This is also plenty of playable. I can move it around a bunch. But other than that, I just need to get hose clamps on there. As far as my little thing goes here, I just got it zip tied here for right this second. But that'll just go in and out like that. Once I get these more stable, and then I can work on that a little bit better, but right now it's really coming together. Alright, so I don't know if you see this here at the fuel line. I cut it back a little bit more. It's still going to be more like this, but I just I don't want to cut it too short yet because I don't have the fitting. So also this isn't tightened down at all, just kind of floating on there. This whole thing's just kind of floating here, so I don't want to put too much pressure on this or anything. So also got the throttle cable nice and lubed up, stuck on there. That is off the 91 CRX, I believe. When I originally swapped this car out from a DPFI, or not this car, the other one I switched from DFPI, sorry, MFPI. Yeah, anyways. So I needed a shorter cable because that LX cable came out and wrapped around the front and then came around the back and triggered. It was crazy. So I needed a much shorter one. So this is a 91 CRX, I believe. Maybe 90, something like that. But yeah, looks like it fits perfect. I need to figure out some kind of bracket, something, because I know that'll just flop against the roof, you know. Other than that, I did get some clamps on here because I want to put this. I don't know where this is going to live yet. It's annoying me, but that's going to be double clamp down. Whether I do some kind of hole there, probably just drill a hole and then zip tie them down. But I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, I got the brake boost, coolant line, fuel line, the throttle cable, the other cables, the coolant. This cable is coming. I ordered the K-tune ones because I went and putzed around, so that's coming. Deal with that later. I still have to deal with the power steering pump. I still don't know if I like this or not. I may change it up and go underneath down here and save myself a little bit. Just basically cut from there and go underneath the transmission. And I gotta revisit that later. Right now I gotta figure out something else to do here. I was just about to throw this guy on. Then I figured I might as well clean it off first. It's a little dirty. It's been sitting propped up in the corner for almost a year or so. Alright, jack bar's on there. Clearance wise, fucking cloth. The tow hooks, you can see I got a little bit of room here. Nothing crazy. Probably put some kind of padding on this to keep it from chafing. The alternator, that's where the radius arm is going, right through that passage. So it's gonna be really close. As you can see right here, that sucker is, I mean, that thing is tight. And luckily this engine torques backwards, so unless I'm slamming on the brakes, I don't think. But also, I mean, good God, that bar. So I gotta put that on, but before I can put that on, I gotta put those on. Alright, I decided against that because in order to put the radius arms on there, it's going to take a bunch of stuff I don't want to do. We're putting on the cross member, the thing, the axles got to go in there. I mean, they don't have to go in there, but I don't really want to deal with all that right now. Well, maybe I will. Yeah. In case you're wondering, it's not daylight there. That is, it's a lack of a gap. That's what that is. Yeah, I'm thinking dent it. Put a little dent in it, but that is right on the corner, so I can't really dent that. I can put that in something and beam it all away, or I can get spacers. That on spacers, maybe I should quit hitting that. That's gonna put a stop to my idea of doing that right now. So damn, maybe that's loose enough as to where it'll crop up, to pinch up, and that's just too tight. Maybe, I don't know. Can't deal with that right now. I gotta find something else to do. Just checking hood clearance here. Closed fine before with that thing on there. So I mean, I fucking make it. I have to get rid of that. I have to not do the old dual gas gauge. I don't even know if that's like harmful or good or what. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to get rid of this. Didn't even think I was going to have it, so not going to break my heart. But yeah, I keep looking at this, wondering. I don't know, but it's good to see it on there and know that I got the hood clearance for something like that, or it shows me that I have more hood clearance. So took my Massimo can. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Took my Massimo oil catch can, drilled another hole in it. So there's two. I was like, this one's off center. I'm gonna make this one off center, which may behoove me actually. But I decided to throw some truck bed liner on there just to make it a little more robust, you know. Plus it looks kind of cool. I did save the sticker that was on there. There it is. Morosol. Maybe I can get it back on there. I also made some of my own stickers too. If you want a sticker, send me your message. Alright, so I keep coming back to this oil catch can. I was thinking about trying to get it over here to cover that thing up, that mark. Even though I'm going to paint over it, I still want to, still be nice to cover that up. But then I'm thinking about all the tubage that'd be going, one across here, one over there, one back and around and down. But I got to thinking about back to over here and how I can mount it on this. And I got to thinking about this shock tower, or this upper ball joint holder, whatever it's called. And I got to think about this thing. I put that in there. If I pinch that good enough, fold this over and drill it out and basically turn this into a harness for that guy. So then I can essentially do the same thing I wanted to do right here, just over there, or maybe even hang it off the other one a little farther away. Maybe build a little heat shield or something for fumage and maybe a vent on that side. I haven't decided. I was thinking last night, because I have the 5 vent slots right there. Maybe I'll add one there, and then depending on where I put the cold air intake, which I did have down, I'll throw a picture in there, it's funny. I had it pointed straight up. But yeah, I did free this up and let it relax, and then kind of put this back on there loosely, and it shifts a lot nicer now. I still can't get it in reverse. I think I need some kind of lockout or something. I need to look into that. Read something about that a long time ago. I'll figure that stuff out later, but for now I'm having a hell of a time bending this, so I broke out the old torch here and thought I heard somebody walking out. Broke out the old torch here, so I'm gonna heat this guy up, and you get to sit on this thing for a second. Alright, there it is. Hot as shit. I kept grabbing it, trying to bend it, and it's just roasting hot. I don't know what's wrong with me. That's the gap I'm looking at. That's the gap I'm looking for. Something like that. I don't know how I'm going to do it, if I'm going to keep that the bracket part on there or what. Yeah, we'll see. I'm just going to keep going with this idea and see where it leads me until it fails me. Ow, ow! So now you can kind of see what I was... Ugh! I don't know why I zoomed in so damn much. Now you kind of see what I was getting at. How to hold it over here. I just need a much bigger hole than that. There you go. That was big enough. Oh. Oh. Trying not to set down my cookie. definitely big enough. I gotta get rid of the sides. Make that flush, get rid of that lip there. Maybe keep the side lip. But let's see what she looks like. Not too bad for like an old e-brake cable. Always save your brackets. It's kind of like this one. Thought about trying to use this somehow for this guy. It's the same width. There's just nothing to attach it to really, so. Oh well. Might not look like it on video, but it got nice and dark here real quick. It's only it's like an hour and a half till sunset. Supposed to get crazy storms tonight. I'm waiting for it. Alright, I tried to bend this thing and shape it and torch it, and I keep burning my damn finger. So I marked it off, much like an expert surgeon. I shall be cutting it off. This dark weather is making me think that it's late at night, so I got this nagging feeling in my head that my neighbors are all mad, which they probably already are. I make a lot of noise. So, tomorrow after work, I'm going to cut that sucker off there, and yeah. But I want to see what it kind of looks like with it in the thing. Man, that sits beautifully. That little indent in the middle kind of holds it right in place. It's not even like, I don't even have the bolt in there yet. That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the bolt in there, and then yeah, I'm gonna have to wait until I can get that chopped off so I can get the height and get it in there, but it's kind of looking something like that. I have to see if I can use this as brace or if I need to get rid of that and just keep the belly band. Don't really care, but let's throw the tank in there, see what it looks like. Alright, look at that bad boy.
At the time that he was trying the case,
that'll be perfect. I can just come right out the bottom, go directly into that thing. Very short run. Where is it? There it is. So the drain will just be from right here, probably behind the fuel filter, and then right directly into the timing chain tensioner cover. And then I might be able to get this guy a little bit lower, but it'll clear down here. So that'll be pretty bitchin'. And yeah, hopefully, I guess I gotta wait until it's sunlight. Got a coolant hose. Yeah, I'm cool now. Alright, it's obviously the next evening, and now I have a bracket. As you can just hear, the grinder literally just stopped grinding. Just stopped grinding. Yeah. Something like that, right? I got this a little more cleaned up. It's got a test fit, so it's got that big circle on it. That's where I pretty much stamped it into the post. Put it on there. Notice that side would love a riv nut, so I went ahead and made a mess and added a riv nut right there. So now I'm just gonna throw it on. Alright, so I got it on there. It's tight down. I'll try not to scrape too much of this freaking paint off of there. I might have to repaint it, but not a big deal. You can see pretty much what we got going on there, bracket town wise. Like I said, it's like an old cable e-brake or something like that. I don't even know. But yeah, so that guy's on there. I've got fittings that are showing up very quickly here. They're out for delivery. So I don't want to put shove this in there and then try and get a fitting on it when I can just get a fitting on it with a hose and whatnot and then shove it in there. Alright, so moving on. I got some fuel stuff coming. So I took this guy down here, capped it off, the filter. Took that line so I could steal the fitting from it. Because it's a really small line anyway, so I wasn't gonna make it. So, but the fitting will make it, and it did. It's over here now. So I'm taking the fuel and figure out where I want to cut it and then mark it and obviously cut it. And put the fitting on there. And yeah. Alright, so got tired of waiting for my thing, so I decided to pre-cut some. So this guy will plug into there, shoot down and around, go into it, something like that. Something like that. So down and around, tuck that down up and then in and up like that. That'll look nicer. The other one you can see I got it going behind like this. And just kind of up and floating there. Just kind of get an idea of where I want to place them and what I'm going to attach them to. Like right there kind of thing. And how long it's going to be. If there's going to be anything in the way, where I'm going to be able to squeeze the cold air intake in. I don't know, but yeah. I also managed to get this, couldn't afford the Dodge, huh? Yeah, managed to get that fuel line. It's pretty good. It's not tightened all the way, but normally it's going to sit up a little bit higher like that. That'll be nice and interesting looking. Alright, Friday night. Just got home from work and got some packages. Got some line, some hose, not PTFE, and a bunch of fittings. Last night I was doing these oil lines, and I cut one for here, and then I'm just realizing, hello. So I'll end up using this one for the fuel probably. I might set it aside, use it for something else, or cut a new one. Not sure, but for right now I just kind of want to work on the oil catch can, but this will be really easy to finish off, I suppose. It'll just take a minute. I guess I can do this one. I got the first one down in there, and I'm just kind of figuring where I want to put this. Maybe down, tuck it down there, and then curve it. Kind of want to get rid of all the curves, as many curves as possible, but also give it room to move. It's not like I can't make another one later on down the line. Alright, fuel line is done. Down there, up yonder, as such. Back out the other side, and the regulator back down, up and out. Alright, taking this guy out. I think that's how I'm going to go about routing that downward one. I got the low profile one for hose. And then I'm going to have to figure out the bottom there. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to go AN. I might have something that'll fit in there. We'll see. Alright, so for the blow breather box, I got this fucking guy. Should go on there. And then shoot off over to that dude. It came with some silver ones. I swapped them out with some black ones. And I think I put a little punch mark on either side there. And I think what I want to do is, tap them. So that it doesn't go anywhere ever. Unnecessary, probably. Alright, got them shortened down. This one, the thread would work on it. That one, the thread kind of didn't want to work with anything, so I just got one threaded through, and then this one just kind of tightened up against it, which is what it's supposed to do. It's just create like a cinch on it. Not actually like drill through, but I drilled through. So there it is. My driver just showed up with this motorcycle brake line. Size 3, it said. This is 21 inches. It's absolutely perfect. Beats this thing that was in there. But now I gotta figure out what to do with this. Alright, so I got a hose cutter and some 1¼ plugs here. Not plugs. Hook. Hose. Something. That one looks like it's been over tightened. Anyways, so I can do that just as soon as I'm done with the oil catch can. I did find my 10 to 6 adapter there, so that's good. It feels loose. I'll figure that out later. For now, I just need it for measurements. I got the first one on there. It's a low profile 90 CPE or whatever it is. Oil fuel hose. Alright, also just got K-Tune's clutch. Replace the monstrosity that is the clutch cable that came with the flared fitting on one and a AN on the other. Anyways, so this is for the actual swap. Yeah, buddy. Also got re-upped on some big bar. Yeah, I got a lot of little ones, but I don't have any of these medium and large ones, so that's awesome to have. Good quality brand too. So this is the one that came with the the flare fitting with the Hush Performance one, which is fine if you're using the OEM setup. There's the other end. This is much more appropriate. This guy points down. I've seen other people where they go under the transmission and they connect the firewall there. I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of just want to go down underneath, and I don't know. I'll figure it out. Alright, that guy on there. Not the world's happiest with it, but just because of that fitting. I like how it forces me, and it's a 90 up here. So I tacked on just a little holder right there right now, until I can figure out. I might try and get another one of these and flip it around so that faces up, and then shoot it over that way. But for right now, it's in there. It's in there. It's on there. Yep. Alright, got that guy. I had it down on that thing right there. It looked good, but you want this to be up high, you know, so that's that one. Come back over there. Now I need to make the one that goes from there down to that little nipple sticking out. There. Alright, there it is. Boom. Magic of YouTube. 45 minutes of my life and a billionth of a second of yours. Alright, comes out of that nipple underneath the fuel pump there. You can see lands right there. So it looks like I'm down here. Alright, so this is the last one I have for the breather box. So I got fuel and breather box, and I can do coolant. Alright, it is in there. So I did that. Zip tied a couple of zips together. I'm probably going to zip tie that. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, I left it a little bit long, so in case I want to move it, tip it down, bring it back around or something later on. But as is, it's fine. Just needs to be figure out some way of clamping them down. I got zip ties going kind of all over the place here, so I got to figure out some kind of cable tie system that looks better than just a zip tie, but doesn't cost a fortune. So next I got the coolants. Let's do the coolants. Got that bad boy sitting over here, looking all pretty. Yeah, buddy. Hopefully this looks alright. Hopefully it works out okay. Totally guessing. Alright, so I only needed like probably 3 feet, but I got 5 because it was so cheap in person as opposed to online. It's like 25 bucks a foot online. It's like 11 bucks in person. So yeah, what I'm getting at here is I put this on to keep it nice and sturdy, and then got that thing, cut myself a nice extra chunk off there to see exactly where I'm going to need that. And this is going to work way better than I thought. I thought it was going to buckle for sure. I mean, I'm not trying to, but getting it down there, it's going to be nice. Good and easy, right? Good and easy. All right. That worked too damn well. I was thinking about that for so long and worried it wouldn't work. It would pinch, be awkward. It's a little tight right there, but I mean, dude, that basically equates to a $12 coolant hose, and it ain't gonna get any better than this. This is what they use on the big boy boats. If you're doing 250, you got bigger problems. These Honda engines love to float between like 160, 200. I hear 180, 185 is like their lovey-dovey zone. So, all right, now for the fun one. Only fun because it's going to be hard to get down in there. Yes, coming together. That's as good as I get it. I fussed around with it for quite a while. I just ordered a little stainless steel 90-degree elbow, 1.5 inches that I'll throw in there, and I'll be able to call that good. So, yeah, I think I did some kicking of ass and ass kicking. Me. I'm kind of running out of shit to do here. I don't really want to get started on wiring yet. I'm kind of running out of anything else to really do. Except just kind of stand here and stare at it. Figure out some kind of clips. I don't know. So just kind of redid this a little bit. Took about 4 inches off so it's not so bulbous. And I was looking at it and I'm kind of wondering, I know I need that piece, but I'm wondering if there isn't something I can finagle up here with another one, because I need to get the brake booster check valve. That's where that pen went. I was like, I just had that Sharpie. It also explains that weird noise. It's kind of like that. Anyways, I need to get this brake booster check valve shoved in here somewhere. Problem is, I only got one more of the shover inner one. Everyone right here. So I don't know. I might need to order another one or pusher inners, because this just goes over the tubage. Like that. I think this is AN8 too, yeah. So this is AN6 fuel line. That's AN8 that I got the brake booster. I don't know if I'm going to stick it in here or like right there maybe. Something like that. Or rather engine that way. I kind of want to just, I kind of want to just stick it right there, but so I gotta take it off, cut it, but I still gotta get this, so I still need one of the pusher inners. I don't know, thinking out loud. Alright, hear me out. That's off the D16. I mean, that's clearance, right? I don't know. That'll work, right? I can't stop staring at this, giggling. It took me forever to wedge it down in there and get it on here, and actually I'm kind of shocked I was able to do it. But mainly I wanted to figure out where I was going to cut this pipe. I'm not sure. how I want it. I might be able to squeeze that can filter over here. There's nothing going on there, so I don't see why I shouldn't be able to get it off there. Like an idiot. An amber alert? Oh, it's... Alright, so obviously I have that kink down there. It took me a couple days, but over here on this table, I have this beautiful barbed. Let's get this thing naked, huh? Oh, beautifully made in China. 90-degree bend. So hopefully that'll help me out down there. Alright, get that guy in there. Taped over and just spin the hose around because it was going to drive me nuts if the writing was facing that way and then the writing was facing. So now I got them facing the right direction. I might spin them a little bit so they're a little more visible. I don't really give a shit, honestly. Other than that, I am pretty much done getting the engine in. The only things that are really left are finishing up putzing around with these, the cold air intake, of which I got the windshield reservoir taken off. Got it right there. I'm planning on running basically this kind of tubage, 2 of these all the way back, one of the reservoir, and then putting the motor, attaching the motor up here somewhere, running the tube back to a reservoir back there, and the tube back to up here for these. Yeah, that's something to look forward to. And then I'll be able to put my cold air intake down in here. And then over here I've got the bumper, which has the holes cut in it for when I had the cold air intake coming over there with the D series. And I was using that, so the air was coming in there up through that little hole. So I'm basically just going to repeat that over here with the filter down in here like that. And then I'll be able to, you might be able to see what I'm talking about here. Something like this. Something kind of like that. And the filter sticking down there. It's around here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but much like everything else in my life, it's just scattered. Well, anyways, I think that's about it. I got my coolant lines in. I am returning. I got another line of these. It was 36 inches, one of these. And I'm going to return it and get to 30 because it was just a little too long for the clutch. So that'll tidy that up nice and good. I did get some different 90s for that. Some more tight fit 90s because the hose itself is just too straight in fitting. So, yep. Air intake, coolant reservoir needs to go back. The clutch line. Finish painting the valve cover. Maybe reorganize the power steering lines, but other than that, the thing is in there, and now I get to start on wiring. Sweet, just got this guy in the mail. That's what that is. Yeah, now I can put this into the Sirocco, whatever. Like that. Take my coolant switch. Boom, coolant fan switch. It took forever to find that. So many hardware stores, and I had to order it online. Yay! And nice and installed. It's good to see they were able to tap that at such a lovely little angle there. Good quality control. Works studio.